Hello everyone, this is Infynity. Welcome to Infynity Learns. Today I'm sharing my opinion about why there is no God or why God can't exist. Everything I say in this video is my opinion. If you can't handle opinions or won't do critical thinking, this video is not for you. I'm not attacking believers, I'm testing ideas. If something sounds sharp, use it to sharpen your thinking, not to start a fight. Keep it civil. First, let's clarify what people usually mean by God. Most scriptures paint the same picture: a supernatural being who rules the cosmos, who is above everything, outside every law. Nothing exists except through him, and everything exists for him. He's not bound by physical laws. He's the creator, the ruler, the one we are made to obey and worship. For the sake of argument, I'll use that common picture: omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent, as the target for my critique. Now my main objection, the stability paradox. Suppose God created the universe exactly as it is. The physical universe depends on stable laws and constants for matter to form, planets to orbit, chemistry to work, and life to exist. Our solar system is fragile. If Jupiter shifted even slightly, long-term stability of inner planets could change. So the question is, can God change these things at will? If God can arbitrarily change the laws or conditions, nothing is predictable. Cause and effect breaks down. Science becomes impossible, and life becomes unstable. But if God cannot change the laws, if the rules are fixed and even he follows them, then how is he truly omnipotent? Change means chaos. No change means limitation. That's the dilemma. You'll hear people say, God can change laws safely. Fair enough, but that answer needs explanation. How could a being change the rules consistently without breaking logic or collapsing the system? Saying God is beyond logic just ends the conversation. It makes the claim unfalsifiable and meaningless for rational debate. Next, heaven and hell and the time problem. How can a limited life, a few decades, decide what we will experience for eternity? That doesn't sound fair. One mistake in a short life leading to infinite punishment is disproportionate. The same goes for rewards. Also, why do religions describe God in such human terms? Wanting, worship, control, obedience. Those descriptions look suspiciously like social control. Heaven's rewards are often very human: comfort, rest, pleasure. But different people value different things. What looks like paradise to one person might be boring or meaningless to another. These descriptions feel engineered to appeal to human desires, not evidence of an absolute divine truth. Now, the reincarnation and identity problem. Some will say, we reincarnate. But who is the you that reincarnates? You are not a fixed, eternal soul in any measurable sense. You're a pattern of matter and energy arranged in a temporary way. Our bodies are made of atoms, electrons, protons. And the difference between a living person and any other arrangement is low entropy. We are organized systems that temporarily hold information. When you die, that organization breaks apart. The energy and atoms return to the universe, yes, but the specific pattern, the memories, the personality, disperses as entropy increases. Conservation of energy is not the same as preservation of identity. Energy changes form. Information stored in brain structure is lost when the structure disintegrates. Without a mechanism that extracts and preserves that information, the idea of a persistent you hopping into another body does not fit with thermodynamics and information theory. That ties into the idea of the soul and the claim that consciousness is some undying energy. Energy is conserved, yes, but conserved energy does not equal preserved information or identity. The brain stores information in highly structured patterns, and death destroys those structures. Entropy increases, the organization decays, and the unique pattern that was you is gone. claiming that energy equals soul, misunderstands physics. If the soul is more than physical information, then where is the evidence and the mechanism? Extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, and we don't have that proof. Let's add two more classic problems people forget to mention. The problem of evil and divine hiddenness. If God is all-powerful and all-good, why is there gratuitous suffering, natural disasters, childhood disease, pointless cruelty? Either God cannot stop it, God will not stop it, or God does not care. None of those options fit the classical image of an omnibenevolent, omnipotent being. Divine hiddenness asks, if a loving God wants a relationship with us, why is the evidence so ambiguous? Many sincere people search and do not find convincing reasons to believe. If God wants us to freely choose him, why make the evidence so hidden that even the genuinely seeking fail? You'll also hear the fine-tuning argument. The constants of nature look just right for life, so maybe a designer tuned them. Fair point. But fine-tuning can be interpreted differently. Either a designer tuned them, or we live in one possible universe among many, a probabilistic outcome. Anthropic reasoning says we observe a life-permitting universe because only such universes can contain observers. We don't need to insert a conscious designer to explain that selection effect. The burden of proof still lies on the designer hypothesis. So why can't we accept that the universe might be a coincidence? Probability and selection effects can explain why this universe supports life. The universe doesn't care about us, it simply is. If belief comforts you, keep it. Comfort is not evidence. Question religious claims with the same standards you apply to science. Test the implications, demand mechanisms, examine consequences. To summarize my main points, the stability paradox shows a logical tension in the classical idea of an omnipotent creator. Heaven and hell raise problems of proportional justice and anthropomorphism. Reincarnation and the soul, conflict with entropy and the loss of structured information at death. The problem of evil and divine hiddenness challenge the existence of a loving, involved deity. Fine-tuning does not compel a designer once we consider selection effects and probability. None of this proves that God absolutely does not exist. It does, however, make the claim of a traditional, all-powerful, personal God far less convincing, and it shows that belief is often about comfort, culture, and human psychology, rather than demonstrable facts. I'm not telling anyone to stop believing. If faith comforts you and helps you live well, that's your choice. But don't confuse comfort with proof. Think clearly about why you believe. Apply consistent standards of evidence. If you want truth, demand reasons, admit uncertainty, and change your view where the evidence points. That's my opinion. If you liked this dive, subscribe and drop your best counterargument in the comments. Which point affected you most? The stability paradox, the eternity problem, the entropy, reincarnation issue, or the problem of evil and hiddenness? I'll reply to the best answers. See you in the next video.